Welcome back to some new malicious compliance stories, where people complied to the letter, but not the spirit of our request. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Cable Connection. This happened around the year 2000. I had just purchased a house and met the previous owners while they were moving out. They were really nice people and we had a friendly conversation about the house. The previous owner mentioned that the cable bill was paid up until the end of the month, about 3 more weeks, and that he had already turned in his cable box, but the cable signal should still be active till the end of the month. I told him thanks and we let him finish packing up. We moved in the following week, and when I hooked the cable to my TV, I got all the basic cable channels, which was all I was planning on getting anyway. At the end of the month, I called the cable company and asked to sign up for basic cable. The sales rep told me that there was going to be a $100 hookup fee. I told them that the previous owner had left his account active and that I was literally watching cable as we spoke, so there should not be a hookup fee because the cable was already hooked up. They just needed to start billing me for basic cable. The rep then clicked on her keyboard and told me that her data showed that the address I was at did not have cable and that they would need to send out a crew to activate the signal. I told her that I was not paying $100 for a hookup fee and said never mind, I don't want cable. I waited another month, still had cable, and called the cable company back to ask what it would cost to get basic cable. A different operator from before said it would cost something like $30 a month and a $100 hookup fee. I asked why the $100 hookup fee. She said that it was because my address does not currently have cable. I told her never mind, I don't want cable unless they waive the hookup fee. She said she was not authorized to waive the fee. I just thanked her and hung up. 4 years later, we still had cable, but we ended up moving out of state for work. The next story is called The Manager's Job. A few years ago, I worked at an exotic car dealership. We were the largest in the world for our brand. The exotic car site was run by one of the owners, a manager we'll call Jim, and 2 others my age who did most of the grunt work with me. We sold cars in all 50 US states and would ship them wherever they needed to go. We all worked on every deal and were paid off the profit of the dealership, not individual sales. Jim was a major bootlicker to the owner who oversaw our department. He wasn't good at his job, but he was good at playing the game needed to stay on the owner's good side. He treated me and the other younger guys really badly and tried to do as little work as he possibly could. He knew nothing about the cars we sold or their main competition. Jim's main responsibility was to send out all paperwork to customers and make sure everything was set so we could release the car. A big part of this was making sure the car was registered before shipping it out if they financed through the manufacturer's financial arm. Most did for a slight discount. This often meant sending all registration paperwork to the customer to go register it locally. Jim was the only one allowed to do this, as our manager had inherent distrust for the younger guys. Even though we generally did great work. You don't get to number 1 in the world for your brand if you aren't doing a good job. When the owner wasn't there, Jim would often do nothing all day and then send some paperwork right before the end of the day. On the day things came to a head, he spent the morning shopping for pellet smokers and a cruise for his family to go on. He kept interrupting me to show me the different options he was looking at. Meanwhile, I was handling 2 in-person deliveries and dealing with all showroom traffic. Long story short, the end of his day rolled around and he didn't get the paperwork sent out, so he told me to do it. I explained that the owner made it clear that he was the only one allowed to send the paperwork out for registration. He just said, "Send the freaking paperwork out." So that's exactly what I did. The title needs to be filled out with the info for the financing company, or they'll have no claim to the car, and the registration will show no lien. So I sent the blank title out to the customer. Doing that meant they could just sign it and register like they didn't have a loan. The customer noticed and asked my manager why he left the lien holder off the title, but CC'd our whole department. The owner saw this and freaked out, shouting at my manager, saying, "How could you mess this up? It's so simple." This led to my manager having to admit he interrupted my actual work to make me send it out, while not clarifying that he hadn't even filled out the title yet and that I had to do that. They sent an overnight envelope to the customer to send it back to us. Then we had to overnight it again once we filled it out. He got an earful and the owner never let him live it down. I quit soon after and moved into software sales, and I never worked in a dealership again. The last story is called Ticket Priority. I'm an expert tech working as a consultant, usually for large companies. During this time I was working for a very large supermarket chain in Europe. I was helping out with the more difficult tickets the normal help desk could not close due to our lack of knowledge or other problems. During this time, outsourcing was also new and a hot item. Every company, both in Europe and US based, was outsourcing easy work, to India mainly. This supermarket was not different. We also chose an outsourcing company in India and started routing the mundane stuff there. Think password resets, virtual disk resizing and other really easy stuff. After we got off to a good start, we started noticing the easy tasks were closed and also fixed only at the last possible moment. A ticket can have 4 priorities. Number 1 needs fixing as soon as possible. Number 2 means the ticket is important. 1 business day is sufficient time. Number 3 means it's not really important and 1 week will do. And number 4 means they can do it when they have time. Prior 1 tickets should be very little and far between. If important stuff breaks often, you have a big problem. So important processes, documentation and contractual obligations exist to make sure one does not go bankrupt on prior 1 tickets. After the help desk noticed, they asked my team, and thus me, to find out what is going on here. So I called up India. How may we help you today? The password resets are slow. Can you guys please fix them faster, because workers are waiting on them? Sure, it can be faster. Give them a higher priority and pay the fee for it. I let the CEO know, as this would mean higher costs. The CEO called India and asked, can you guys please solve the tickets as prior 1, but we will pay for them prior 2. India said, no can do. If you want a higher priority, you will pay more. So, cue Malicious Compliance. The CEO said, okay, we want to upgrade our password reset to prior 1 tickets with associated costs and obligations. That will be fine, sir. We will do password resets with prior 1 importance from now on. The first time a user forgot his password after this, India reset the password, informed the user and closed the ticket. That's when the CEO stepped in again. Please give me an incident report. How could this happen? How can we prevent this from happening again? We also have this 3-page template to fill out as per contractual obligations and have a meeting with your CEO to streamline this process. India spends a week typing up reports. Then they started to copy previous reports with different usernames. So the CEO stepped in again. This looks copied from the previous report. This is not good. You will have to redo it all in different wording. Thus, this is really important. We have to solve this. It must not happen again. This is the second prior 1 in a short time. 3 weeks later, India finally agreed to solve the issue like a prior 1 with prior 2 costs. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.